Welcome back. It's Jen with Happy Humble Home, and today we're going to go ahead and harvest our 8 buckets of taters, as well as go ahead and harvest up some garlic. But before we jump into all that, don't forget to go ahead and click subscribe and ring that bell if you're not already subscribed to the channel, so that way you can get notified of all the adventures here on Happy Humble Home. All right, let's go ahead and speed through this. Okay, so I'm just going to use a little sheet here to make it easy to get the dirt, and I don't have a tarp, or tarp is being used, so we're just going to wing it with this. This part of the video I'll probably kind of speed through a little faster, just because I already have a video on my channel of me doing the same process. This last time I didn't use a tarp. And so we'll see what all we have here with these. Okay, so from one bucket I got about 5 of that. I think I only put one plant in there, I think, I'm not sure. And then a couple really, oh nope, 6. And a couple really small ones as well. But like, there's this other little plant that just popped up. It doesn't look like any of my other taters that I've done in the past, any types, because this is where my other taters were. So I'm really not sure where this just all of a sudden popped up from, but we're gonna find out. So okay, so I guess that was apparently a purple. It was a purple tater plant, but it really didn't honestly pop up until my other ones almost started dying off. So I was able to get one little bitty one off of it, and that was it, which I don't really grow those, so I guess that's why I wasn't really paying attention to what it looked like versus the other red ones that I typically get. So that's it for the tater harvest. I will mix this, I'll put some on our compost bin, and then I'll put it with our extra dirt. So you can kind of see here, we got a decent amount. I'll show you a little closer, but that's probably our biggest harvest yet. And one thing that I'm going to do with these two is I'm going to save some of these and see how well I can keep them for seed taters for next, or not for next year, but for the fall, and see if we can get another batch of taters in. I think we should be able to, but I'm going to play around with keeping some of these, and since we had a little bit bigger of a harvest from these 8 buckets than usual, I'm really excited about that, because then I can keep these little small ones, and we're just going to play around with that. So if y'all have any tips on how to keep seed taters for a few months, so that way we can get a harvest in the fall, that would be great. I would love to hear that in the comment section below. All right, so let's move on to our garlic now. Okay, so if y'all recall, this is onion and garlic that we planted last October, I believe, because I was expecting it to die off more than it did in the fall, and I'm never going to garlic, so I don't know what I'm doing. So we're just gonna, it didn't die off as much as I thought it would, so we're just gonna kind of work our way here and dig up some of these here. I've already pulled one up the other day, and I think it's time to just go ahead and work on pulling them up. So we'll see. We'll see, y'all. I'm just, like I said, I'm just winging this whole gardening thing. So I decided to go ahead and harvest all of our onion as well as the garlic when I harvested the taters as well. So I've let the garlic and onion both cure in the garage for about 2 or 3 days, roughly, something like that. They've just been laying out on the compost sifter or in the strainer out in the garage just to kind of let it have room to breathe and cure a little bit. And we're going to go ahead and get those braided up. Okay, so we're going to start our braiding by tying together the 3 biggest bulbs of garlic that we have, and then we're just going to get smaller as we go down in size throughout the braid. Both the onions and the garlic were a soft neck variety, and then once we get to the end of the braid, you will just simply kind of tie off the edges. I did trim up any dead edges just so it hung a little flatter in my pantry and wasn't so long whenever I hung them up. And then I also just kind of left a loop when I tied them so that way they're easy to hang in my pantry. And I'm also going to go ahead and let the taters set out in the garage on the compost sifter for about 10 days or so, and letting those cure really well. Some of those I'll probably try to keep for sea taters. Some of them we'll just end up using for meals and all. But that pretty much wraps it up for this video. So as always, if y'all have any questions or comments, be sure to leave them in the comment section below, and I will check in with y'all later. Have a good one.